Bronwen.
Hi, Deborah. This is Bronwen on behalf of ScreenPix. How are you?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. So let's get right into talking about Aroused. It's out in theatres and VOD on May 3rd. Is that right?
Yeah, we've got, it's out actually on Thursday the 2nd in California, in Hollywood.
Okay.
And then on the 3rd it'll be the rest of America.
Okay, great. And it's brilliant in that it's an up close and personal look at the women behind the porn personas. Most importantly, showing that these women are just like anyone else. They're intelligent, beautiful, well spoken individuals. How do you feel about the end product? Do you feel you've achieved what you set out to do with it?
I have to say that yes, I feel very proud of what I managed to get out of the situation because I'm not an actress, I'm not a Barbara Walters, and there I am trying to create my next book, and I have these incredible women sitting in front of me, willing to reveal who they are and about their lives that they haven't felt comfortable to speak about before, and they did that for me, and they gave so much. So yeah, I'm very excited by what I was able to create from their story.
That's great. And in the film, you also talk about the bigger picture, how we're using sex to sell. We all watch porn, yet we don't always have a great opinion of the people who make it. Do you think our attitudes are changing in that way, or is that why this documentary is so important?
I don't know if our attitudes so much are changing. I think we've still got a very warped idea of what sex really is. And I think that the beginning of this project really wasn't about making a story about porn. It was about creating a platform for these women to be heard, to be humanized, and therefore not be seen as these sex objects. And therefore we could, as the viewer, take a hold of maybe our viewpoint when it comes to what we think porn and sex and home sex are, and how we look at sex and really what our own issues are when it comes to sex. So it kind of became this whole dialogue of the overusage of sex and everything, selling of everything, creating these massive billboards on these big boulevards where kids are seeing them, these young, what we're teaching our youth.
Yeah.
And you're seeing this sort of fornication energy, and we're all trying to aspire to be sexy. And it's like, why have we gotten to that place? And let's just open up that dialogue. And I felt the best people to speak about it are the women who are the most sexualized women on the planet.
Exactly. And did the whole process change any of your personal views or beliefs about the industry itself?
Yeah, of course. I think we all have preconceived notions of what the industry is, and I have met the most amazing people throughout this journey of creating this project. I've made friends that I didn't think I would make. The agent, Mike Moz, who gathered all the girls together for me, couldn't have been more gracious, more commending of my work as an artist, and seeing the bigger picture. So he pulled in the right girls for this project. And like I said, now I have friends. I've been on holiday with a couple of the girls. I actually have created a bond on the human level, even though they have they've chosen to do a job that I personally wouldn't want to do.
Yeah.
The fact that they do it and they have a very business-minded aspect to that within them, that they're very powerful women. So there's something to be said about that story. So my notions absolutely were, I was jaded, and before I even got into the filming time period, I was having dinners with friends and people and strangers alike saying, I'm about to do this project, and just watching them react to me, that was what was so beguiling. I was like, I have to do this. And everybody had an opinion, everybody had a question, and I think that you'll find that in this film, everything is answered.
Yeah. And you said in the film that you didn't watch any of the actresses in any of the
Correct.
of the films prior to the shoot. Did you actually go back and watch any of her work afterwards, and how did you feel about that?
Of course. It freaked me out. Because I've met these incredible women who had some great stories to tell.
Yeah.
And the next minute they're doing things that I'm just like, I'm bending my head to the left going, oh my God, how are they managing to do that? And it was really quite shocking. I can't lie. I was a bit thrown women, I think, having met them as women and then realizing that which they do as a job and how they came across as women, and I met them on that level, and then seeing what they do for their fans and the persona that they've created, it really was eye-opening on many levels. And I think I recall calling a couple of my friends after, going, "Oh my God, you have to look at this." I met her today. She didn't seem like this at all. And I'm talking about, the girls that want to get, tied up and asphyxiated and various different things when it comes to their performance. And that, it just was shocking, because the girl that I met didn't come across as that girl. So yeah, I was definitely moved by the work, but still with no judgment. I think just more a case of like, oh, okay, I get it. This is what they do. This is what they're good at. And as long as you stand back and you're viewing it as some form of expression rather than judgment, then each to their own. As long as it's not harming themselves. And the girls that I met, I feel, know what they're doing, and they understand the nature of the business of sex, and that is what they are doing, and they're good at it.
Yeah, they seem really confident, powerful, intelligent women, which is why it was such a joy to watch.
Surprising.
I was a bit shocked though when Fran Amador said that every time one of these women does a scene on camera, that a tiny bit of her soul disappears, and that they'll need a good amount of therapy afterwards. And what were your personal thoughts on that? Do you think that's true?
I feel that it's a personal viewpoint, because Fran has seen it all. She's not just seen the successful girls. She's seen the girls that come in that are pretending to be of age, to be, to get into this industry, that are lost, that are looking for some sort of adoration and love. So Fran has got a very different viewpoint, because she's in that industry and in that business. As far as my personal thought when she said that was, I understand that if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, and you're doing it because you're pressured, and you are drugged up, and you are not honoring who you are as a woman. The girls that I met, I felt they know what they're doing, and they are not on drugs, and they realize it's a business. So I think that when you're doing something where you're not honoring who you are, then I think you're definitely chipping away at your spirit, at your soul. And if that doesn't mean you have to be a porn star to be doing that.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you there. So would you consider exploring the industry any further after this project?
I thought you were going to say, would you consider being a porn star? I was like, wait, you're going to go there with this question? It was never meant to be a porn story. It was never meant to be a porn story. It was never meant to be an exploration of that industry. It was always meant to be an exploration of sex and the women who work in the industry of sex. And the energy that I wanted to give them was just giving it, was here's a platform, tell me your story. So that, we can use that to better understand who we are as human beings outside of that business, and why we find that so attractive, and why we're so addicted to this. Watching porn, being entertained by porn, looking down upon these women in porn. They were that was what I was really interested in. So for me, of course, people have said, are you going to do the male version? I'm not interested. It wasn't, I never wanted to make a train wreck movie. I wanted to make something that was empowering for these women, and then us as humans looking at our own sexuality. I think that's what this was all about. And it turned into a bit more of a porn story, because that's the nature of the girls that work in this business. So I tried very hard not to have that take over the essence of what this is. So no, I don't. I think I did it. I think I did what I was meant to do.
Okay, on to the next project. What are you working on just now?
I just got booked and signed the deal to shoot the BB campaign, which is a fashion brand that is worldwide, and we're basically doing the face of the brand. Like we're truly like rebranding. So they brought me in to sort of rebrand their entire look of the company visually, which is a joy, because that's what I love to do. And we start shooting in a couple of weeks. So they will be, on billboards all over the world, which is exciting.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much, Deborah, for your time today.
No, thank you. Thank you. Are you from Scotland? Scotland?
I am, yes.
My grandfather was from Edinburgh.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised you recognise the accent. Not everybody does.
No, of course. No, of course. The minute you said hello, of course I didn't want to launch into that immediately, but I went to Edinburgh a couple of years ago and was just blown away at how beautiful it is.
I'm in Edinburgh right now and I love it. It's one of my favourite cities in the world, definitely.
When you get on the train and you drive into that station, just to me it was like, are you kidding me? It's like going back in time.
Yeah,
So beautiful. So beautiful. Well, enjoy whilst you're there. Fantastic. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been a great interview. Okay. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye now.